Except for living under the rock in Nigeria, then you must have not watched any clips of the humiliating ritual that happened to Daniel Boala, one of the spokesmen to the most, I dare say, useless president in the history of Nigeria, where he went to embarrass himself in the UK. And that is why I'm not even going to be bothering you guys by playing any of the clips, right? But I want us to look at this holistically from a very different angle. From the conversations I'm seeing, people dragging him. You know, Nigerians, when such things trend, we always try to find the fun part out of it and make hilarious gestures. Nobody can hide the fact that Bola Tinubu's government has been an abject failure. And the embarrassment they get in the international media is one of those things that I've always wanted. I've always pushed the opposition to do. Go out and play at the international space. You don't play local politics with Tinubu. Tinubu is a local champion. You can't beat him in the local scene. Take it to the international waters where you expose him. Because in the international waters, facts over emotions, facts over propaganda, facts over lies. That's how it's operated. They will read you data upon data upon data. And that's what I've been expecting from the opposition for so long, right? So, but this is not about the opposition right now. I want us as Nigerians to understand that this is actually an indictment to the Nigerian media. This is actually a total indictment showing that we have the most useless media in the world. You can virtually, at the count of my fingers, count how many journalists that we have in Nigeria. If I call Rufai, and I don't even know who to call anymore. Journalism should be an art whereby before you bring somebody to your, probably, what's that other guy that does the night show on Arise also? I've forgotten his name, the guy on the big side. There are very few that you can count and say stand out. Apart from maybe OG Okpe, yes, the Arise morning cruise. Don't bring in Ruben Abati here, please. You can count how many journalists in Nigeria understand what real journalism is all about. That journalism is about holding truth, irrespective of whose ox is God. Journalism is meant to be about speaking for the oppressed in the society, asking pertinent questions, not hobnobbing with politicians, and ask them cherry questions like we see in Nigerian media. Holding press briefings with a drunkard all the way from Port Harcourt. Every month or every morning that he has gotten high over the weekend, he will call the people, you will gather, and you say it's press what? You will see people's fathers sit down around. The weekend will be addressing them, drinking shinap. That's the kind of journalism you guys are practicing in Nigeria. Here you saw what journalism is about. Questioning this man, putting his feet to the fire, asking him questions about the government. That is journalism. Not what Shane Okimbaloye used to do on Channels TV. Laughing with politicians. A politician will come out on your station and blow lies. You can't even fact check these people. Showing you will hear a politician come out that Nigerian GDP is greater than all the GDPs in Africa. You're there with your mobile phone. No? I don't know whether make I don't talk with anyone talk. I don't know what you're watching on your mobile phone that you can quickly fact check, or what are your producers even doing? The producers of your show. Government officials will come on your platforms back to back, lying to Nigerians, barefaced lies. Look at all the lies this Daniel Boala went to blow there. If it was on Channels TV, I'm 100% certain showing there will be no kickback. You will just allow him fly with those lies. None of you have one day as journalists in Nigeria call these people. Apart from, it's only Rufai, and that's why they hate Rufai. Because that is journalism. Journalism is not asking comfortable questions. It's asking hard questions. Bringing back references. You said this at this point in time, at this point in time, at this location, on this day, or at this stage. That is journalism. So this is a total indictment to the Nigerian media space. Unfortunately, many of you have been bought. Many of you are brown envelope journalists. Many of you cannot even differentiate between journalism and propaganda and being a mouthpiece for the government. Many of you are just there for your pockets. You're victims of the society because Nigeria is hard. Man must work at the detriment of your profession. So this for me is just an eye-opener for Nigerian journalists to understand this is what journalism is all about. Look at how Daniel Boala, that when he comes on Channels TV, he's always with his shoulder like this. When he goes on Arise, probably when Rufai is not there, his shoulder is like this. You're going to feel like King Kong. See how them, he was embarrassed. It was just like Arsenal playing Canupilas. Them big time like thief, where Steve for Alaba. That is exactly what journalism is all about. I don't know. I don't remember. I cannot say. That is all he can give. If it was in Nigeria, they won't ask him this question. If you just from one lie, he blows one lie, you ask him a new question. You never counteract the lie he blew. Cheru Okimbola, you in particular, and unfortunately, I respect you, sir, but you are one of the problems of journalism in Nigeria. Once in a while, you come out with some hot takes and read out some this and act like you're for the people. But back to back, platforming criminals on your platform, you do not hold your feet to the fire. I hope you watch this Mahdi Hassan guy and see what journalism is all about. This is how you practice journalism. It's not about kickbacks. You must not expect that every time you ask them soft questions as I leave in your office, they will give you envelope. No, sir. Some professions, you're meant to understand some professions. It's all about duty to the people than what you aim. If you cannot make the sacrifices, then leave the profession. You cannot be a journalist and be expected to make money like politicians. Join politics. But as long as you're practicing journalism, there are tenets of that profession that you must abide. And I hope Nigerian journalists, both upcoming and the senior ones, can see a template that actually Rufai is not the mad person. Rufai is actually the only sane journalist in Nigeria. Every one of you should build your platform towards how he practices his journalism. I'm not saying he's perfect. I'm not saying Rufai doesn't have his flaws. He does, as every human being does. But you see, for the practice of journalism, of asking questions, of following through questions, of referencing your past utterances, whether you like him or not, that is the way forward. Thank you so much, Mahidi. Thank you. One more time, I've always said it. There's no how you can support Boala Tinubu's government and come out in public and not act like a fool. There is no how. There is no how. Last week it was Sheilo. This week it is Daniel Boala. Next week, who you go be? Then go begin the run from press. Because if you go to the press, you will be depressed. You will be oppressed. And you end up being depressed. Let me repeat it. Look, I don't see my punchline. APC members, if you go to the press, you will be oppressed. And you end up being depressed. Like Sheilo and Daniel Boala. How can you sell rotten product to the people and you expect them to just swallow it? Because you're a great salesman. Tinubu is a disaster. Yesterday, today, and forever. You cannot change that fact.